okay? There's many different types of factoring. And if you look at this, this is an equation in standard form, kind of what we were doing the other day. We have ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? And that was when we could identify what was our a, b, and c. So if we look at number 1, and I'm not even writing it down because it's kind of irrelevant today, but what is a?
1.
What is b? -6. What is c? 8. Okay, so we've already been working with these type of equations. We just have not factored them. Okay, so this particular type of factoring is when a equals 1. Okay, and so there's different rules for factoring when a does not equal 1. What's up? Huh? There's no point in you saying down there, like, to make up work, I totally understand, but then you're missing work also on top of that, so it doesn't really make any sense to do that, okay? So this works when a is 1, okay? And so that's why it says factoring when a equals 1, day 1, okay? So some of this is going to come really easy for some of you guys, and some of you guys are really going to struggle, okay? Don't worry, whichever category you fit in, factoring sucks, okay? So I don't hear, this is easy, okay? Because some of you guys are going to get really frustrated. So the very first thing that you want to do is draw 2 sets of parentheses, okay? You're going to draw 2 sets of parentheses. And the whole goal here of what we're trying to find, the whole point of factoring, is because before we had this, and don't draw this part, but you had this graph, right? And it looked like a U. That's not a good picture.
That is the minimum.
Okay, we had this U, okay, that we drew, and we could say it goes here. When we're factoring, what we're really finding is where it crosses this axis, okay? And it's going to cross in 2 points. So you're going to have 2 answers for every single one of these problems.
Oh, so it's like that one that we had like at the beginning of the year where it was like
the absolute values.
Yeah.
And we had 2 answers. Okay, so on all of these, that's what we're finding. That's the whole goal for factoring, because people get lost in the sauce, like, what are we even doing this for? Okay, that's what we're doing it for, is to figure out what is the solution set, or where does it cross that axis.
So it's just like the absolute values, just you're breaking down the equation instead of finding the point of the graph.
So what we can do, we always use the C, okay, and the C is 8. You need to list all of the factors of 8, okay? So you can do 1 times 8. 2 times what would give you 8?
16. You said 2 times.
4.
2 times 4. Okay, see how these numbers are getting closer and closer and closer together? Okay, 1 and 8, there's 7 spots in between them. 2 and 4, there's 2 spots in between them. Okay, once you've gotten the numbers, what is the only option between these 2 numbers?
2
No.
2 and 4.
No.
1 and 2.
Jesus.
8.
What is the only number between 2 and 4? 3. Does 3 go into 8 evenly? No. And so that's how you know you've gotten all the numbers. Okay, now, here's the tricky part. We need 2 numbers somewhere on this list. You can either use this group or you can use this group. We need something to add or subtract to give us the middle number. What number can you use? 2 and 4 would give you 6, right? So you're going to put 2 and 4. Or if you put 4 and 2, that works. Okay, how many x's do we have?
2.
We have 2 x's, right? See how this says x squared? So you're going to put x and x. Okay, how can I get a -6? What type of 2 does that need to be? What type of 4 does that need to be?
It needs to be a -2.
And a positive 4.
Okay, and so we really, on all of these, you're going to have 4 options, okay? And I'm going to just write them all down for you, but you shouldn't need them. Okay, you could have -2 plus 4. You could have a -2 and a -4. You could have a +2 and a +4, and you could have a +2 and a -4. Okay, and so addition and subtraction matters, because this, if we add these together, you're going to get 2. This one you would get -6. This one you would get +6, and this one you would get -2. So which group do I need? The -2, -4. So you're going to put a negative there. Okay, now, on some of these, if it says equals 0, you have a step extra to go. If it doesn't say equals 0, you have a step less to go. So if you look at number 3, right? Take a second, look at it. Is there an equal 0? So we would kind of stop right here. This one says equal 0, and for this one, I'm going to show you the long way. Okay. So you're going to say x minus 2 equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. Okay. How do I get x by itself?
By adding 2 and then adding 4.
Adding 2. So you're going to have x equals 2, and we would have to add 4 to both sides. X equals 4. What happened? From here to here, what happened?
They became positive.
Yeah, so they became the opposite of whatever that they were. Okay, this is the really long way. Okay, you can do it the cheater way, and we will, but I want you to see that that's what actually happened. Okay, that's how we got there. So for this one, these are our answers. Okay, so we can circle that. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Okay, we always list our C. What's our C? 15. Okay, and we're going to draw 2 sets of parentheses. How many P's do we have?
2, 3. Oh,
We have 2, so we're going to fill in P and P.
not 3.
Well, yeah, kind of, but we're just looking at the A. Okay, so, come on. So, what are some factors of 15? What do we always start with?
5 and 3.
We always start with
15 and 1 and 15.
1 and 15. Does 2 go in?
No.
What about 3?
Yeah.
3 and what?
5.
Okay, what's the only number between those?
4.
4, so we know we're done. So, between these two groups, I need some to add or subtract to give me the middle number.
4.
So, which group am I going to use? I need an 8.
5 and 3.
The 5 and 3, and I really need a plus 8. So, how can I make a 5 and a 3 to give me a plus 8?
Plus and
By
plus.
adding.
Plus and plus.